Prime Minister Narendra Modi had stressed on making India Atmanirbhar in defense manufacturing. The Prime Minister said that the aim of the government is to boost defense production, develop new technology, and give significant roles to private players in the defense sector. Addressing a seminar on Atmanirbhar Bharat in defense manufacturing through video conferencing on Thursday, PM Modi said that the goal is to build a capable India to make the global economy more resilient, more stable, and to bring peace in the world. States have been given two borrowing options to meet shortfall of GST compensation. After chairing the 41st GST Council meet on Thursday, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said the two options were placed before the states so that each state does not have to struggle for loans. Sitharaman said this year's entire GST compensation gap of 2,35,000 crore rupees can be made by the states in consultation with RBI. Government has approved 78 new routes under the fourth round of regional connectivity scheme Ude Desh Ke Aam Nagrik Udan to further enhance the connectivity to remote and regional areas of the country. The Civil Aviation Ministry said Northeast region, hilly states and islands have been given priority in the approval process for the new routes. It said 29 served, 8 unserved and 2 underserved airports have been included in the list for approved routes. The ministry said overall 766 routes have been sanctioned so far under the Udan scheme. Union government said that the country's recovery rate among the COVID-19 patients has reached to 76.24%. Around 60,177 COVID patients recovered during the last 24 hours. Health Ministry said the total number of recoveries has reached about 25,83,000. Health Ministry said the constantly increasing recoveries have ensured that the actual caseload of the country has reduced and currently comprises only 21.93% of the total positive cases. The government has advised the states and the union territories to proactively take steps towards reducing case fatality to less than 1%. Cabinet Secretary on Thursday reviewed the COVID-19 situation with 9 states and union territory of Jammu and Kashmir with high case fatality. The states are Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Telangana, Gujarat, West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Andhra Pradesh and Jammu and Kashmir. Central government's flagship financial inclusion program Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana has completed 6 years today. The scheme was launched on 28 August in 2014 with an aim to provide universal access to banking facilities to the people in the country. Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed happiness over the successful completion of 6 years of Jan Dhan Yojana. He also applauded all those who have worked tirelessly to make Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana a success. He said that this initiative has been a game changer, serving as the foundation for many poverty alleviation initiatives benefiting crores of people. India has tested more than 9 lakh COVID-19 samples each day for the second consecutive day, keeping a sharp focus on the test, track and treat strategy of the Union government. India has already created a capacity of doing 10 lakh tests per day. 9 lakh 1,338 samples were tested in the last 24 hours. With this steady rise, the cumulative tests are nearing 4 crore. The total tests as on date have reached 3 crore 94 lakh 77,848. More than 1 crore samples have been tested for COVID-19 in the past 2 weeks. Addressing a virtual meeting of his teammates from Royal Challengers Bangalore in Dubai in the run-up to IPL tournament, Indian skipper Virat Kohli has said that cricketers must not take any chance and keep themselves protected against the threat of COVID-19. The 13th edition of T20 Indian Premier League gets underway on 19 September in United Arab Emirates. The matches will be held at 3 venues, Dubai, Sharjah and Abu Dhabi in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic. Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has announced his resignation for health reasons. He said he did not want his illness to get in the way of decision making and apologized to the Japanese people for failing to complete his term in office. The 65-year-old has suffered for many years from ulcerative colitis and inflammatory bowel disease, but he said his condition had worsened recently. Last year, he became Japan's longest-serving Prime Minister. His current period in office began in 2012.